guys, thank you so much for joining me. Today this page is for the hashtag Color of the Year Art. It's a group collaboration. You can search hashtag Color of the Year Art and you will find all of the videos on YouTube done by other artists based on 2016's Pantone Color of the Year. This year was the very first year that they did two colors, the Rose Quarts and Serenity. This is my page for that collaboration and event. What I'm using here is the Mind's Eye. It is called the Necessities Monogram Alphas in Wood. It is approximately 6 inches, and as you can see, I'm gessoing over. I stuck those down with the Aleene's glue, and then I'm gessoing over the entire surface. My goal here is to look as if the word art is actually embedded into the page. So the wood grain really did not lend that, and I did not have any solid white, so I'm just going to gesso the entire surface. And actually you'll see here I'm going to do two. That's 2 coats of gesso to get good coverage on all areas of this, as well as the alphas. The alphas are probably 6 inches. That is Tiffany's guesstimation there. That's approximately 6 inches for that. And now I'm going to use Golden's fiber paste. I was really excited to play with this again. I've only used it once or twice. And I'm taking my palette knife and just leaving my goal here was just to create lots of texture. So I'm going to go around the entire edges, all edges of it, and just take the fiber paste, which kind of puts you in the mind once it dries. It kind of reminds me of handmade paper. So it's a very fibrous material, but you can see I'm going all around it here with the palette knife. I'm going to show you some details and how it looks, but it turned out really cool. I put that deli paper underneath just because I didn't want it to stick to my other pages. And here I'm going back with Golden's molding paste. And the purpose of this I'm taking with the palette knife is so that the letters don't just appear to be stuck to the page, but I want them to pretty much look as if they're embedded in the page and that they're coming out of the journal page itself. So, if I wanted it just to look like it was just stuck there, then I would have left it alone. But I wanted to add some additional texture and dimension, as well as see if I could achieve the look of actually being embedded into the page. And I think it turned out really well. I'll be using this in the future. And so that palette knife really gives you the opportunity to make it very artistic and not a complete formed, but look like almost a brick mortar around it. So I really liked how that looked. And then I'm showing you here a detail of how cool it really looks. It's hard to see when it's white on white. And I'm going to go back Pantone's Color of the Year, since I'm going with trying to use what I have instead of purchasing new. I actually am using the Craft Essentials Rosy Posy 72308. This can be purchased at Hobby Lobby. I believe it's Craft Essentials is possibly their brand that I'm using here, and I mixed that with white to lighten the color. And since I couldn't find my baby wipes, I'm just using my paint rag. And if you noticed, I added something to the paint. So it was white, the Rosy Posy, and then I put a little bit of gel medium because I didn't have any glazing medium. And so I used the fluid matte medium to extend the drying time, and used my paint rag to go back and wipe it off. Now, as far as the Serenity color, what I'm using is actually Baby Blue by Deco Arts Americana acrylic paint. And I thought that it was very close to Pantone's color of the year with the Serenity and the Rose Quartz. So I was excited to be able to see that I had those. And then again, just wiping that back a little bit with the with my paint rag and a little bit of water. I really want to, not, if I don't have the correct supply, I don't want to feel like I can't achieve it. I want to try and explore and see what I can find that will actually work. And so far, I've been pleasantly surprised with the things that I've tried, and it's actually worked pretty well. So, and as you can see now, I have the Rose Quartz as well as the Serenity, or my colors of the Serenity color this year. I'm going back with the Stabilo all around the art, and I'm going to just make it pop more off the page and create the depth in a three-dimensional look that I'm looking for. I'm going to activate this with water and a paintbrush. And then you'll notice I go back with my paint rag and kind of soften those edges up. So it looks almost like, to me, it looks like a old statue that has aged. And I don't know that you can really tell it that well on video. But the Stabilo all kind of soaked into some of those crevices. Where the texture was created with the palette knife, and it lended a really cool effect. I don't know that it can be seen all that well, but it turned out pretty cool. And I one of the things that I've talked about is using what you have to achieve your goals, and not feeling like you have to go out and buy new products, but using what you have. And so I want to try different things this year, and I want to try to see what I can actually accomplish with what I have. So here I'm going back, and I just wanted to darken the edges of this page. And so I'm going back with that Stabilo all, and it's catching on the fiber paste. I don't know if you can see that really good, but it's catching on some of that fiber and kind of absorbing into it a little bit, I guess. But it turned out pretty cool. And of course, the Stabilo all is just awesome. And if you got too much, you can just wipe it back, and it creates a nice shadowy effect to pretty much anything you want to outline or create a grungy look to. And here I'm going to go back in. I'm going to go back in. I'm thinking right now what I want to do. And I'm going to go in now with the actual regular pencil. I think this is a Derwent pencil. But any pencil, number 2, will work perfectly fine. I just find that pencil lends a different line work and interest around different things than, say, a pen or the Stabilo all does. So I typically try to use different things. And here I'm going to go back with my palette knife and some gesso and just lighten up some of the areas that got a little dark when I was using the Stabilo, and making that pop out just a little bit more. And like I say, guys, this is an hashtag event. So in your YouTube browser, go in and just search hashtag color of the year art, and it will show you all of the cool YouTube creators out there. So here I'm using a product that I can't remember if I've used before in any of the pages I've done, but on here, but it's Gilder's Paste. Gilder's Paste is something that I've used on my jewelry and metalwork. It has a really odd odor, and it kind of opens like a shoe polish. But here I'm using patina, and I'm also using silver. Both of those are Gilder's Paste, and the patina is a really nice patina. and it turned out pretty cool. I have several different colors. I'll link it below if you're interested, or if you also do other medias. It works good with polymer clay. It works well with, like I said, metal. Pretty much anything. And now I'm going to go in with my American Craft Precision pen, and I'm just making some very loose writing, and I think I put something like art makes me happy, and then I don't know exactly what I wrote, but I like the way the scribbles and the very loose font writing looks. I'm going to go back now with the American Craft pen and do some real sketchy swirly doos. That's the technical term, people. Swirly doos, as well as just outlining it to, again, just an additional way to make things pop is to use your pen, pencil, that type stuff. And I really like how this turned out. I thought it did really nice. I'm going to go in with one last little thing that I thought that it needed to bring it together. And that's I'm using the patina along the edges here of the page. And this is a lot less busy than my typical work. But I think it's important to challenge ourselves as an artist to really, dig a little deeper and try new things. And today that's what I'm doing. I'm trying this, and I really like how it looks. So guys, again, I really appreciate your support. I hope that you like all the fun things that I bring out. Take a look at all that additional depth and texture that it created, and if you would just give me the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe. I'm coming out with new videos all the time. I love you guys so much. I'm just gonna add this last little stamp with my Stays On ink to the very bottom to date my work so I can see my growth in 2016. Thanks so much, guys.